Hi, I'm Bill Hitchcock, and this is going to be the third part of our number conversion videos. We've got a number of different sets that we're going to be doing. In this one, we're going to take what I would just call base x and convert that into a decimal number. Now, for this particular video, we're going to be doing some base anywhere from base 2, base 3, base 4, 5, and so on up to base 9, and then convert that into a decimal number. So we'll kind of walk through the process. All right, last time what we did is we had a number like 1011 base 2. So in this case, 2 is our x, and we want to know what that is as a base 10. So what we did is we said, all right, we'll take the 2 and go 2 to the 0, 2 to the first, 2 squared, 2 cubed, multiply all this stuff through and figure out what our answer is. So 2 to the 0 is the ones place, 2 to the first is 2's, 2 squared is 2 times 2 or 4, and 2 cubed is 4 times 2 or 2 times 2 times 2. That's the eighths place. So I multiply these digits. 1 times 1 gives me 1 plus 2 plus 0 times 4 is 0 plus 8. 8 plus 2 is 10 plus 1 gives me 11, and there's my answer. Now if I took that same number but said it was a different, the same series of digits, the 1011, but it said it was a different numbered base, it changes what happens. So for example, let's just take 1 1 or 1 0 1 1 and say it's a base 5 number. And I want to know what does that equal as base 10. Well, what we'll do is the same kind of process that we did up here. But instead of 2 to the 0, I want to say it's 5 to the 0. 5 to the first, 5 squared, 5 cubed. Now I've got to figure out 5 to the 0, any number, x to the 0, 2 to the 0, 3 to the 0, 4 to the 0, 5 to the 0, it's always 1. 5 to the first is just 5. 5 squared is 5 times 5 or 25. 5 cubed is 5 times 5 times 5 or 25 times 5, which is 125. And if you want, it's 25 times 5. 5 times 5 is 5, or 25 I should say. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 gives me 12 or 125. Doing some long multiplication like that. All right, so let's multiply all this out. 1 times 1 gives me 1. 1 times 5 gives me 5. 0 times 25 gives me 0. 1 times 125 gives me 125. So 125 plus 5 is 130 plus 1. My answer is 131 base 10. All right, let's try another number. Let's say that I have a number like 6, 2, base 8. All right, and I want to find out what does that equal as a base 10 number. Well, again, we take, in this case, 8 to the 0, 8 to the first, 8 squared, 8 cubed, and so on. I don't really need these numbers, but we can just kind of walk through the process. 8 to the 0 is the ones. 8 to the first is the eighths place. 8 squared would be 64. 8 cubed would be 8 times 64, so 64 times 8 would give me 32. Write a 3 up here. 8 times 6 is 48, plus 3, 51. I'd have the 512's place. So let's multiply all this through. 2 times 1 gives me 2. 6 times 8 gives me 48. And we add those together. We don't need this at 0, 0 because assuming that we have just 0 placeholders there. 48 plus 2 gives me 50. So 62 base 8 is the same as 50 or 50, 5 tens, 0 ones, base 10. So that's how we can do some base x numbers to decimal numbers. Again, try practicing with one of those number calculators. You can Google them. Test out my numbers, make sure I'm giving you the right answers. I'm 99% sure I'm good on this. I hope I didn't mess up on my math and tell you something wrong. But give this a try, and that's what we'll do with some other number conversions.